Hello, I'm Michael Souza, and this is my Fundamentals of Physics project. My teacher is Mr. Stewart, and this project is going to be on force. As you can hear, my roommate is celebrating his victory and completing his podcast way before me. Anyway, an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. An object at rest stays at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. For this experiment, I'm going to use an airsoft gun to determine how much force will be necessary to accelerate a BB at a set weight through an empty can of Coke. I say Coke because I love Coke. But I decided to do this project when the Coke can decided to stop spontaneously generating more soda for me while I was trying to think of a project. Anyway, while each gun has a different shape and size, they have their own generally constant FPS. FPS stands for feet per second. The guns we'll be using for this experiment are as follows and in this order. Alright, first up in our arsenal is a revolver. 100 to 200 FPS. It's a spring gun like every gun we're going to be using today. It's the weakest one in our arsenal and the least expected to pierce the can. Next, we have the Lara Croft's pistol. This thing shoots about 200 to 250 FPS, not much higher than the revolver, but it has a better chance, in my opinion. This is the M47A pump-action shotgun, also a spring gun. This, I think, is going to be the minimum requirement for piercing the can. This has a set FPS of 280 to 320 FPS. So, I think that's the lowest we're going to get to pierce the can. Maybe with the pistol. And finally, we have our contender. 100% sure that this is going to make it. SVD. Sorry, I'm a little tired. It's my Dragunov. I sold her, so this will be the last test we do with her, or the last time I shoot her off. And because of that, we're going to do two tests. We're going to do two tests, one being the standard range and one being the long range. So we can determine whether or not having more airtime affects the BB's ability to pierce through a can. Leona has a set FPS of about 300 to 400 FPS. The BB we'll be using today is a set weight of 0.2 grams, and the distance is a set 30 feet. We will fire at an empty Coke can for each gun, meaning we'll use a new can 4 times. I drink a lot of Coke. But, so as to reduce the chance of the BB piercing solely because of the gun weakening the bullet for the next one. Okay, revolver, 30 feet.
You got it.
Okay, pistol. Alright, shotgun.
Got it.
Final shot indoors. Dragunov. Okay, to reiterate what happened, the revolver did not pierce the can. The pistol also did not pierce the can. And the shotgun surprisingly did not pierce the can. It was too weak. It did dent it, however. It did take a few extra shots. My guns weren't calibrated correctly, so I cut out everything that wasn't a shot that hit. The Dragunov worked exceedingly well. It pierced through the front and the back of the can and into the pizza box that I used to block the BBs. We were not able to do the fire outside because when we asked the apartment complex, they weren't okay with it, even though it was in the back. So that experiment did not work. But I'll make an hypothesis. Judging from the amount of force it created, I believe that it could pierce at 100 feet at the rate it has in the FPS. This has been my experiment for Fundamentals of Physics for Force. Good night, FullSail.